best songs of the year. 50 best songs of the year 2021. It is that time of year again where we talk about the best songs of the year, the exciting list that I always love to make. I always love making these top 50 lists. Considering maybe dropping the albums to a top 40. Not sure about that yet though, but the songs remain top 50 best songs of 2021. There's always like 100 songs I could put on this list every goddamn year, which is why I always include the honorable mentions. So if you haven't watched that video, please watch that video, because there will be songs that I mentioned there that you may be thinking this should be on the list. Well, it just didn't quite make it. You got to be harsh. You got to drop it to top 50. But my God, this list right here is a spellbinding top 50. It's the best of the best saved for my list. Before I get into it, please consider looking at my Patreon. I work very hard on these lists. I work hard on all my videos. So hopefully you are feeling generous this Christmas time and thinking maybe it's time to support Ryan. NotRealMusic. He's a good guy. He does the videos, he does the lists, he does everything. He's here for the music. Woo! Gonna go straight into it. Not wasting time. Let's go. 50. Bash Bandicoot by Z Loopers and Danny Brown. One of the funniest songs of the year, just because of how wild this Crash Bandicoot sample is, and so many ridiculous one-liners being dropped left, right, and center from these guys. It's so ridiculous, this song. It's so entertaining though. One of the most earnest singers I think at the moment, Jack Antonoff of Bleachers, giving us Don't Go Dark. He went full Bruce Springsteen on this album, and this is the best track. Lagoon by Horsey at number 48, one of the most creative art rock posty punky bands in the UK at the moment, getting a bit overlooked I think, but I really think Horsey deserve your attention. And next on this list is Big Persona by Maxo Cream, Tyler the Creator. Really great banger, honestly. One of the best hip-hop bangers of the year. I think this is getting a bit underrated as well. Zhu by Yusu, one of the most creative electronic tracks of the year for me. Combines the really cool Asian elements in the track. There's nothing really out here like this. If you want some really fresh sounding electronic music, give this one a go. 45, we got Parking Lot by The Weather Station, one of the loveliest tracks of the year from one of the loveliest albums of the year. It's a no-brainer really. 44, we have Step Out of the Light by Bruno Fernandes, not to be mistaken with Bruno Fernandes. One of the most epic tracks of the year. Absolutely wonderful. A theatrical, musical-esque type song here. The instrumentation is just glorious. It goes on for like 10 minutes and not a minute is wasted. Not a second is wasted. One of the most underrated rap bangers coming out of the UK this year. Slow Tie's been let me down recently with some of his albums, but Gliding with Par Salut. Wow, what a big banger this is. This should have been a UK top hit. Number 42, we got This Is All We Know. This is how we got Dancing Elephants by Rochelle Jordan, one of the nicest dancey R&B tracks of the year. Number 41, we got 24 Hours Still Seems So Far Away, one of the best pop bangers of the year, bringing back that Justice 2008 banger electronic pop. Explosive. My God. What a track this is by Agnes. And then at number 40, another big pop highlight of the year for me, Kiss Me More by Doja Cat and SZA. We got Kiss Me More, one of the best mainstream pop songs of the year for me. At 39, we have You Was Cruising With Your Top Down 4th of July by Anderson .Paak. We got Fire in the Sky by Mr. Anderson .Paak. Wouldn't have known this song existed, to be honest, if I didn't watch the film Shang-Chi, so there you go. Sometimes those end credit songs end up being pretty damn good, especially if it's Anderson .Paak making it, obviously. What a great artist he is. 38, we've got Japanese Breakfast with Kokomo IN, one of the best tracks, well, my favourite track from her album this year, their album in fact. Really sweet stuff. Then next we have, let me check the list, I forgot. Oh, Opening by Dora Jar, one of the sweetest, loveliest vocalists of 2021. What a great discovery she's been. Opening is my favourite track from the EP that made it at number 2 on my EP's list. One of the fieriest and gut punching post-punk tracks of the year, Snow Day by Shame. What a fired up track this is. Then at 35 we have Gullible by Sam Gellaitry. What a great pop tune this one is. And then at 34, another great pop tune, a quirky, colourful pop tune from Remy Wolf, Anthony Kiedis. This is such a great track. 33, Hiatus Coyote with Get Sun. And then at 32 we have Pierre Bourne with 42. Oh damn, he hit the nail on the head with Cloud Rap this year. This is a great song. At 31, one of the most mind-boggling first reactions I've had to a song all year. Injury Reserve with Superman That. This song was just a clusterfuck of randomness when I first heard it. But yeah, it works. I don't know how they did this. Number 30, we got SUVs, Black and Black. I never thought I'd have Jack Harlow on a year-end list, but Jack Harlow and Pooh Shiesty came together so well with SUVs. Another rap banger for me in 2021. And at 29, we have Jessie Ware's possibly best song so far, or at least top 3 best songs of hers so far. Please, love this track. What a sweet pop song this is. On Your Mind by DOS at number 28. Need more house bangers like this coming from DOS in the future, please. And then at number 27, we need even more of this, whatever the hell Vale Smith has been smoking on this track, Veracity in the Warehouse. Mate, what the transition as well halfway through is just insane. And oh my god, what's he doing? What's he doing? He's on something here. At 26 we got Crush Velvet, my favorite track from Eve Toomer's EP this year. Could have had Jackie on the list, to be fair, and I think that's still a great track, but I wanted to have Crushed Velvet. Then kicking off the top 25 is Blue Race Car by Sassy 009. Sassy 009. What a cool track this is. Very vibey. Very ooh. 24, Walking at a Downtown Pace by Parquet Courts. It does feel like you're charging down the street as well when you're listening to it. It's the perfect title for a song like this. At 23, Look at the Sky by Porter Robinson. 22, the unlikeliest of unlikely collaborations I think I've ever come across. Kate Trinada and Mac Homie, Pay for Haiti? Where did this come from? And this guy is grooving on this track. He's singing in different languages. He is giving us what is this? Where did this come from? This is definitely one of the best surprises of the year in terms of collaborations and tracks making sense. This is crazy. 21, I'ma leave the door open. I'ma leave the door open by Silk Sonic. Another unlikely collaboration actually for the year, so it's actually kind of cool that these two tracks ended up next to each other. I promise you I did not make that on purpose. I just realized that as I was saying it. At number 20 we got I Want It That Way, I Want It That Way by Blade, not to be mistaken with Backstreet Boys. It ain't that one. It ain't that song. But I Want It That Way by Blade has made it into my top 20. At number 19, I Know You're Not Good For Me with Kushka. Kushka, No Good For Me. Definitely one of the coolest electro poppy type tracks of the year. And at 18, The Monstrous Narrator by Squid. Wow, this track is just momentous, isn't it? What a song they created here. What the hell? And at number 17, I think looking at my list here, this is the highest ranked popular mainstream track of the year. So I guess you could call this my favorite pop song of the year, popular song of the year. Montero by Lil Nas X. Yeah, it's short, but my god, what he packs in those 2-ish minutes, I think is fantastic. Kudos to the Lil Nas X, this is great. 16, another Silk Sonic track, to be honest, just to sort of add this extra side note thing in. I could have had every song from that album on this list, aside from like the intro or something, and maybe the closing track as well. But I didn't want to just fill out the whole list with Silk Sonic songs. That'd be boring, man. But yeah, Fly As Me, Silk Sonic. At number 15, the highly anticipated upcoming album from Beach House. Because of hearing this lead single. This is the only track I've heard from it, but I want to keep it pretty low-key going into the album. But Once Twice Melody is sensational. 14, Cafe Mañana from Evolgium, one of the coolest tracks of the year, one of the most creative tracks of the year, combining like new jazz elements, dubstep elements. Seriously, listen to this, it's so cartoony and animated, it is great. At number 13 though, we have Dysfunctional by Kate Trinada again with Van Jess, one of the best R&B dance pop jams of the year. Dysfunctional, that's what you are. At number 12, the unexpected song of the year from Pitchfork makes it at number 12 on my list. Bunny is a Rider by Caroline Polachek, one of her best songs to date, going head to head with anything that came off of Pang. So whatever album she's got cooking, I am hyped as hell for. And at number 11, one of the most kooky rap little pop jams of the year from Amine. Amine's always making my lists, man. And this year is no exception. Charmander. Seriously, Brockhampton have been wanting to make this song for years. Now we've hit the top 10. I just knocked my paper. Top 10. Moonlight Branches by Kessler. One of the best tracks of the year. Hands down. My God, the blend of atmospheric drum and bass and the detail in the production. Kessler is unmatched at the moment. This guy is unreal. Why are not more people talking about him? I can't answer that question. I don't know, but I am just baffled by how he came up with this. This is sensational. Feels like a midnight drive, this song. At number 9, we've got a really nice, reflective, celebratory tracks from this year from Little Sims with the track Woman. This was such a great single choice for her album. I think the lyrics are really thoughtful, and I think the production is pristine as hell, and the album has remained to be an absolute gem in terms of pristine production for the year 2021, and this track stands above them all somehow, and yet there's so many fantastic tracks from that album. At number 8, we've got And If I Made the Right Assumptions, then you feel this thing. Sam Gellatry again, the second time he's appeared on this list with Assumptions. Oh my God, the way he came through, giving us these pop banging jams with his vocals shining through in such a great way. I love it, man. I love it. And he's just so good at making pop music that you kind of wonder how he hasn't been making it this whole time. But it's okay, because this is one of my favourite tracks of the year. I've been playing this one so much. Number 7, my favourite Aries track of the year. Maybe my favourite Aries track ever, honestly. Ditto. Oh, I love this one, man. I just love the way it builds into the chorus. I feel like the way he's kind of riding the beat is just so fun. He's always sounding like he's having a great time. I just love Aries. Kind of like Silk Sonic, I could have had loads of songs from the album, because obviously I did give it a glowing review. But I think I wanted to just keep it to Ditto because I just adore this one. Really, really fantastic stuff. At number 6, wasn't expecting this to be as high up, but when I was actually putting together my list, and when I went back to this track, I'm just still amazed by this collaboration. But Trippie Redd and Playboi Carti with Mr. Rage, I just think this track is insane. The production is absolutely electrifying. Their performances are just so good. The way they're flowing on the beats. Oh God, I just love these guys together. I just don't like Trippie Redd at all, usually. I really don't. But the way they came together on this track, it is just like fireworks. What a collaboration this is. And of course, it's Playboi Carti anyway, so most of the things he touches does turn to gold. And this is the best example of that for 2021. At number 5, now top 5, we've got 5 more songs. Can you guess what they're going to be? I bet you won't guess this one though. Big Thief, Little Things here. Love this track. I think the guitar melody on this one is stunning. And the way at the end, the track just plays out for like a minute and something with the instrumental. I just love that, the way it just kind of carries on riding along. I think Adrienne Lenker, her writing here is as fantastic as ever. And this track is similar to the Beach House one, where I'm just so excited to see what the album's going to turn out to be, because it's going to be a long album. And this track right here is going to keep me going until then. I think this is a stunning track. Oh, Big Thief are killing it these days. At number 4, you probably wouldn't expect this to be as high on the list, but I'm blown away by this track every time I play it. I think lyrically, it's incredibly reflective and just personal to who he is and who he has been as an artist. And I've not been the biggest fan of every album he's put out. In fact, I think some of them are actually just pretty not good. In fact, maybe even bad. But James Blake with Say What You Will. Oh, this track is insane. His vocal performance here is probably his best ever. Like, seriously adore his vocals on this track. And the way he's just talking about his fame and just where he's, you know, come from and how people perceive him. I just think there aren't many tracks like this that touch on fame in such a way. In fact, I mentioned Lil Nas X earlier, and there was a track on his album that touches on fame. And I remember saying in my review, it's a pretty basic way to talk about fame. It's pretty, you know, standard stuff we've never heard before. But the way James sells this in a way that just almost sounds like he's just about to cry, the pained delivery, it's sensational. Sensational. This is a musical achievement for James Blake. I think this will go down as his best song ever in like 10 years time. Like, I think we'll look back at this and view it as a classic. At number 3, this is definitely one of the better breakup songs I've heard in quite some time. I think the best way to make a breakup song is to leave out the bitterness and just make it about how you're feeling, but also add in a bit of a sprinkle of, I still wish the best for you. Because at the end of the day, unless they are a piece of shit, you probably do wish the best for the people you have broke up with. And I think Yola kills the delivery, kills the lyrics on this track, dancing away in tears. An absolute gorgeous track. The way she blends the country and the soul on this track is unmatched. There really aren't many, you know, well-known singer-songwriters at the moment that are able to achieve this, but she 100% achieves it in the best kind of way on this track. And it is just such a great sing-along anthem. You know, I feel like this should be like a karaoke classic one day. It won't be because she's not that famous, but maybe if she makes it into the mainstream one day, this will be that karaoke classic, because the way I just want to sing every word when this song comes on, it's a hard thing to get, and she got me good with this. At number 2 now, very close to being Song of the Year. I had to just bump it at the last minute because I realised something about my number 1 pick. But at number 2, Welcome to the Garden by Emily Steinwall. Oh my god, one of the most epic 10-minute tracks you'll hear. Undeniably, especially this year. The way it just feels so over the top and dramatic, but nothing feels out of place. Her vocal performance is just amazing. You know, it is amazing. I think at the moment her vocals are unmatched, and I only discovered her pretty recently, but I just don't think there are many singers right now that can reach the range, the quirkiness as well in her voice is really cool. The nasally kind of thing she brings in, the really cool storytelling narrative that she's got going on in this track too. She's got it all. I just want to enter the garden she's talking about in this track because she makes it sound so intriguing. And the music just never slips, like it never gets boring. It's such a long track, but I think it's incredibly hard to get that kind of thing right. Emily Steinwall isn't even on streaming services. You got to listen to this through Bandcamp and maybe through YouTube or something, but holy shit, she deserves far more attention than she's getting. She is an absolute monster of a songwriter. She is sensational. Check this one out, please. And my song of the year, I ultimately had to make it the most played song by far of my 2021. I don't usually do that, but when I came down to realizing what my song of the year was, I just thought of how this song has kept me company through so many various different, I guess, avenues for 2021. Whenever I'm on a walk, whenever I'm walking to work, whenever I was, you know, doing university work, because I finished university now, but, you know, during that time as well, just at every opportunity I could, I just always wanted to play this track. And the number 1 song of the year for me is Famous Last Words by Milady. For me, these guys are the most promising UK act at the moment, and I think this track is basically why, because they can bring in this cool indie sort of like throwback feel to like the 2000s in their tracks, but also keep it really fresh, modern. I think the singer really kills the chorus and makes it so catchy. And then they throw in this little section where they like break it down to this really cool like dubstep warped electronic thing. And I don't think many UK bands are really able. I combined able and capable there. I think that kind of works cool. Able. Yeah, that's cool. I don't think many UK acts could combine those genres really in the way that they do, but it makes for such a groovy and catchy as hell section. Like the whole track just comes together perfectly, and then when it builds back into the original instrumental with the vocals, I've been running, that part, I just think that part is so good. And then it kicks into the chorus again. Seriously, listen to this track. I can't really describe it in a way that sells the song, but this for me is song of the year. I've played this so much, I still get blown away by how they put these genres together as well. And really, it's just catchy as hell. It's just catchy as hell. So yeah, probably the most surprising #1 song of the year I've ever had on this channel. I don't think many people would really expect a song like this to be #1, but hopefully giving it #1 as an accolade would get you guys to check this out and make you aware of how good these guys are, because I think there's so much talent and potential coming out of these guys at the moment. I really can't wait to see what they drop in the future. I think 2022 could be a big year for them, and I want more songs like this. I need it. I need it. I need it. And that's it. Top 50 songs of the year. Thank you for watching as always. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, this list. Like I say, check out my Patreon. If you haven't even subscribed and you just stumbled upon this channel as well, hit subscribe. I've got loads of videos in the bank coming your way. This is one of the big ones. We've got the best albums of the year coming too as well. So this is a good time to subscribe to NotRealMusic. Thank you as always. Let me know your thoughts on my list. Tell me your list in the comments. Have a good day. Subscribe and goodbye.